Hi, we're back to learning HTML Canvas. Let me show you how you can adjust the linear gradient in detail. So we're going to start where we've ended the last video. Here's our fill rect. So I've used it to create this rectangle and I've applied the gradient to it. Let me reposition this and we'll start with 100, 200, 150 is the width, 100 is the height. Here are our linear gradient coordinates. It's green to white and I'll make it x0, y0, x1, y1. And we'll go over this step by step. If we want to have a start position at the left, we'll use the same value here, so 100. And we want to have the end position on the right. But we don't use 150 for that. That's the width. We'll have to add that to our start position. So we need 250 to get to this specific coordinate. We'll leave out y for now, so I'll make it 10 and 0. And we have a gradient from left to right. And it starts and ends exactly where our rectangle starts and ends. If I make this 200, we're going to have a cutoff. So the gradient ends before our rectangle has ended. And if I make it 300, the end of the gradient would be outside of the rectangle, so this would make the end of the rectangle more visible. If I make it 400, you can see the gradient moves further to the right and gives more color elements of green to our rectangle. Same can be said and done to the y coordinate, so if you don't want to have a linear gradient horizontally but vertically, we'll start with, let me make it 10 and 0 for x. We'll check our top position, which is 200 for y, and 200 plus 100, the height, would be 300. And now you can see that, top to bottom right here. We make it 250 and we have a cutoff. And there's a little bit of a tilt due to the 10 right here. If I make this 0, the tilt disappears. Let me go further to 300. Here's our entire rectangle. 400 moves the gradient outside of the rectangle. More greenish color elements are added. So this is how you can adjust the coordinates. Let's just say we want to have a diagonal linear gradient. Top position would be 100 and 200 for x and y. So it's the top left. And bottom right would be 100 plus 150, so 250 for x, and 200 plus 100, so 300 for y. And now it goes top left to right bottom in a diagonal manner. You can also add colors. I've already talked about it in the last video, but I haven't shown you this. Let me add blue and I'll make it 0.5. And now you can see a third color, so green to blue to white. And 0.5 is basically 50%. 0 is 0% and 1 is 100% for white. Let me use green, cyan, green as colors. So it goes from green to cyan and back to green. And this gives us such an effect. You can also adjust the start and end positions and make them go from 25% to 75%. So the outside are now fully green and then the gradient starts. And this is how you can adjust these linear gradients using HTML Canvas. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.